Okay, good evening, everyone. I warmly welcome you all to this Hikvision online training program today. So, this program is to plan to conduct in a series, and today we are going to start with the CCTV systems. அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். அனைவரையும் அன்புடன் வரவேற்கின்றேன் இன்னைக்கு ஈவினிங் ஆன்லைன் ட்ரைனிங் செஷனுக்கு. ஸோ இந்த ட்ரைனிங் செஷனை பற்றி சொல்ல முதல்ல எங்களோட டீமை நான் இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் பண்ணி வைக்கிறேன். ஸோ வில் இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் அவர் டீம். ஐம் ஷப்ஷாந்த். ஐம் ஹேண்ட்லிங் தி ப்ரொஜெக்ட் பிஸ்னஸ் இன் Hikvision country of Sri Lanka. And Varuna.
Thank you, Shabi. Actually, I'm Varuna. I'm working with Shabi in the project sales division in our country office.
Thank you, Varuna. And Yasantha.
Thank you, Shabi. My name is Yasantha. I'm handling technical support for Sri Lanka. Thanks.
Thank you, Yasantha. So, mainly, இன்னைக்கு நாங்கள் பார்க்க போகிற ட்ரைனிங் சீரீஸ் பற்றி பார்த்தீங்களா இருந்தால் நாங்கள் இந்த ட்ரைனிங் சீரீஸை ஒரு டிஃப்ரெண்ட் ஸ்டைலில் தான் இந்த முறை நாங்கள் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். ஸோ இதில் சாப்டர் வைஸ் சீரீஸ் வைஸ் தான் நாங்கள் பிளான் பண்ணியிருக்கோம் இந்த ட்ரைனிங் எப்படி செய்யறதுன்னு. ஸோ இன்னைக்கு நாங்கள் ஃபர்ஸ்ட்டாக செய்ய போகிற ட்ரைனிங் வந்து சிசிடிவி சிஸ்டம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஃபுல் ட்ரைனிங். ஸோ இது தவிர ஒவ்வொரு வீக்கும் உங்களுக்கு இந்த சீரீஸ் வைஸே கண்டினியூஸாக கொண்டு போகிறதுக்குரிய அட்வான்டேஜாக இருக்கும். அட் த சேம் டைம் இன்னொரு சின்ன டிஃப்ரெண்ட்டும் நாங்கள் செஞ்சுருக்கோம். அதாவது இந்த சீரீஸ் ஃபுல்லாகவே நாங்கள் செய்ய போகிறது ஒரு ரோல் பேஸ் சீரீஸ் தான் இருக்க போகுது. அதாவது இந்த ட்ரைனிங் ஃபுல்லாகவே செய்யும்போது Varuna will be a customer and Yasantha will be a installer. So இன்ஸ்டாலர்களுக்கும் கஸ்டமர்களுக்கும் இருக்க டிஸ்கஷன்ஸ் மற்றும் அவங்களோட கோஆர்டினேஷன்ஸ் எப்படி இருக்கணுன்றதை பற்றி ஒரு டீட்டெயிலான ட்ரைனிங் தான் நாங்கள் செய்ய போகிறோம். அது மட்டும் இல்லாமல் உங்களுக்கு தான் தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும் Hikvision ப்ராடக்டாக இருந்தால் கண்டிப்பாக நிறைய பேருக்கு சிசிடிவி மட்டும் தான் நினச்சிருப்பாங்க. பட் Hikvision பிராண்ட் எடுத்தீங்களா இருந்தால் அது சிசிடிவி ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் மட்டும் இல்லை. சிசிடிவி ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் தவிர எங்களுக்கு வீடியோ இன்டர்காம், அலார்ம் ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் மற்றும் பல செக்யூரிட்டி சொல்யூஷன்ஸ் எல்லாத்தையும் கொண்ட ஒரு சிங்கிள் பிளாட்ஃபார்மில் செய்யக்கூடிய ஒரு பிராண்டாக தான் Hikvision பிராண்ட் இருக்குது. ஸோ அதை பற்றின டீட்டெயில்ஸ் கண்டிப்பாக உங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருக்கணும். அண்ட் நாங்கள் இந்த பிளான் பண்ணியிருக்க இந்த ட்ரைனிங் செஷனுமே கண்டிப்பாக உங்களுக்கு யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கும். எப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்களா இருந்தால் ஒரு சிஸ்டம் ஒன்று எடுத்தீங்களா இருந்தால் அந்த சிஸ்டம் படி சிசிடிவி, வீடியோ இன்டர்காம், அலார்ம் ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் மற்றும் பல செக்யூரிட்டி சொல்யூஷன்ஸ் எல்லாத்தையும் ஒரு சிஸ்டமுக்கு நாங்கள் கொண்டு வர மாதிரி இருந்தால், ஒரு பிளாட்ஃபார்முக்கு கொண்டு வர மாதிரி இருந்தால் அதை நாங்கள் எப்படி செய்யலான்றதை பற்றி நாங்கள் பார்க்க போகிறோம் சீரீஸ் வைஸ். ஸோ இன்னைக்கு நாங்கள் பார்க்க போகிற சிசிடிவி சிஸ்டம் பற்றின சீரீஸை நாங்கள் இப்போ ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணோம். அண்ட் Yasantha, I think you can give a small brief about the training today, right?
Yes, Ravi, definitely. So this is the first part of our training series that we are going to start today. And as you are all aware, we are going through some difficult times and people might want to upgrade their security. So not only CCTV, we have a huge product line that can work as a single system to help increase your security. So whether you are an installer or whether you are a customer, we have the total solution that for installers can go and recommend to their customers. And if you are a customer, you can join with us and get a clear idea about how to use Hikvision systems to increase your security. So in this series, today we are going to discuss about CCTV, which is the first part. And in upcoming weeks, we are planning to cover alarm systems, video intercom system, and access control, and even Hikconnect app. So this will be a complete series for you to get a total comprehensive idea about using Hikvision products to recommend for your customer requirements, as well as if you're a customer, to use it in your premises to increase your security. Shabi?
Yes, thank you, Asantha. ஸோ அடுத்ததான் நாங்கள் பார்க்க போகிறது கிஃப்ட்ஸ். கண்டிப்பாக உங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும், எங்களோட ட்ரைனிங் செஷனாக இருந்தால் கண்டிப்பாக ஒரு கிஃப்ட் பேக் உங்களுக்கு வழங்கப்படும். ஸோ அந்த கிஃப்ட் பேக்கு நீங்கள் வெற்றி பெறணுமா இருந்தால் நீங்கள் செய்ய வேண்டியது ஒரே ஒரு விஷயம் தான், இந்த ட்ரைனிங் செஷனுக்கு நீங்கள் ரெஜிஸ்டர்டாக இருக்கணும். ஸோ நீங்கள் ரெஜிஸ்டர்டாக இல்லைன்னா, நீங்கள் ஆல்ரெடி ரெஜிஸ்டர் இருந்தீங்கன்னா ஆல்ரெடி உங்களோட நேம்ஸ் எங்களோட என்ரோல்மெண்ட்டுக்கு போயிருக்கும். ஸோ ஃபைனலி எண்ட் ஆஃப் திஸ் செஷன் நாங்கள் ஒரு ரெஃபல் ட்ரோ ஒன்று ரெடி பண்ணியிருக்கோம். ஸோ அந்த ரெஃபல் ட்ரோ மூலமாக உங்களுக்கு இந்த கிஃப்ட்ஸ் பெற்றுக்கொள்ளக்கூடிய சான்ஸ் ஒன்று இருக்குது. அப்படி இந்த ட்ரைனிங்க்கு நீங்கள் ரெஜிஸ்டர் ஆகி இல்லைன்னா உடனே கீழே இருக்க இந்த லிங்க்குக்கு நீங்கள் ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ணலாம். ஸோ டு த இங்கிலீஷ் வியூவர்ஸ், ப்ளீஸ் ரெஜிஸ்டர் to enroll for our raffle draw session. So you have a chance to win the Hikvision gift packs. So please register if you are not registered yet.
Yes, Shavi. I think we will share the registration link in our chat, and then our team can, our viewers can register for the training program.
Yes. So I think, Yasanta, we can start our session today, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So first of all, Varuna will take the role of customer as a customer. So Varuna இப்ப ஒரு customer role செய்ய போறாரு, யசந்த் ஒரு இன்ஸ்டாலர் ரோலை செய்ய போறாங்க. ஸோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆஃப் ஆல் வருண கஸ்டமர் ரிக்வயர்மெண்ட், அவருக்குரிய ரிக்வயர்மெண்ட் அவர் சொல்ல போறாரு. அதுக்கப்புறம் யசந்த் அதுக்குரிய சொல்யூஷன் சொல்ல போறாரு. இது மாதிரி தான் அந்த முழு சீரீஸுமே இருக்க போகுது. ஸோ அந்த முழு சீரீஸை நீங்க கண்டினியூ பண்ணிக்கலாம் இருந்தா சிசிடிவி சிஸ்டம்ஸ் அண்ட் அதர் சிஸ்டம்ஸ் இன் நியர் ஃபியூச்சர். ஸோ கண்டிப்பா உங்களுக்கு எல்லாரும் டோட்டலா அந்த சீரீஸ் முடியும் போது ஒரு டோட்டல் ஹைக்விஷன் செக்யூரிட்டி சொல்யூஷன் ஒன்று இன்டிகிரேட் பண்ணி டோட்டல் சொல்யூஷனை எப்படி உங்களுக்கு பெறக்கூடியன்ற ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு யூஸ்ஃபுல்லான ஐடியா உங்களுக்கு கிடைக்கும். ஸோ வில் ஸ்டார்ட் வித் Varunas as a customer requirement.
Okay. So actually, Asantha, looking at the requirement from my end, what I want is, as you have seen my house is kind of located in an isolated area. So in this area, you can't see any retail shops or other residents in this area. So I want to have an idea what kind of cars are being parked right out of my residence. And the other thing is, I want to protect, I want to surveillance my fence, my boundary wall of my land as well. So this is the main requirement for people coming from outside. And if I am going for the inside requirement, there are some places inside this land I want to have surveillance coverage also. Mainly, if you see, I want to see what's happening in my car porch as well. I want to see what's there, and I want to have an idea about what's happening in my garden area as well. So mainly, I think if we cover these areas, if someone comes inside my land or my home, I think we can cover all these areas within the things I have described, right? We can identify anyone who come to my place.
Yes, Varno, I think you have given your requirement very clearly. So I got a very good idea about what you are looking for out of your CCTV system. So there are actually various models we can propose for you to match with your requirement as well as budget. So can I walk through those models?
Yeah, sure. That would be great. I would love to know what you guys have.
Of course. So first, you mentioned that your house is located in an isolated area and there are roads around it. And definitely you are worried about unauthorized vehicles are being parked outside.
Yeah.
And definitely in such cases, you might want to also the ability to search by number plate. So in case if you want to search something, let's say there's a suspicious vehicle number you found out, and you want to know how many times past week that vehicle passed by your property. So that kind of things also, I think will be a value addition for you, right?
Yeah, I think that's a nice feature to have there.
Yeah. So starting from ANPR solution. we have a solution called ANPR, which stands for automatic number plate recognition.
Okay.
So Varuna, now any vehicle pass by your property, when we fix this camera focus in your road and the entrance, it can capture the number plates. And in your CCTV system, directly you can search video files by simply entering the number plate. Let's say the vehicle registration number, and you can find out what times those vehicles passed your property. So for this technology, we need some kind of advanced hardware. It is actually nowadays, previously it was very high cost, but now it has been affordable. So even cost has been minimized, but the performance is high. So for that, in Hikvision, we can recommend you some IP cameras. But don't worry when I say IP, because now Hikvision DVRs are hybrid. You don't have to worry about going totally hybrid. So you can even get a DVR for your solution and plug this IP camera directly into it and still achieve the same functionality. So that is the starting point. Okay.
Sure.
So for these IP ANPR cameras, we have TCM, TCG. They are great performance. They're having superb performance, and you can capture the number plates. Almost 99, 97 high accuracy is there. So that is what I would like to recommend for your road side monitoring. And also, you might be worried about some unauthorized vehicles blocking your entrance. Especially the biggest problem nowadays people are having is when you are trying to go out, your entrance is totally blocked by a random vehicle. Right? I believe that you have also faced that situation, right?
I have faced that situation.
Yes. So then we have a solution for vehicle intrusion detection also. And we can use AccuSense cameras for that. Okay.
Why wasn't what acquisitions means? Is it the same
AccuSense,
technology as ANPR or something else?
oh no, it is a little bit different to ANPR. Still, it is a proprietary technology by Hikvision. So normally, traditional CCTV systems, they are, I would say, dumb. They cannot intelligently identify the objects in the scene. For example, I'll tell you, on an all CCTV system, you can configure motion detection. Motion detection,
Yeah.
right? So when you configure, that motion detection will trigger for almost every movement, whether it's a human, whether it's a vehicle, even whether it's a bird or any other object, it will trigger that motion detection. But Hikvision AccuSense is a game changer because the camera can distinguish the difference between human and vehicle and other objects. So it will help you to filter out, because we are worried about humans and vehicles. We are not worried about a bird passing by your house, right? So that is totally allowed, unless you have some automated weapons fixed to kill the birds passing by your house. It's a different story. But as a context, what you can do is you can use this AccuSense technology to correctly identify human and vehicles in your monitoring scene. So in this case, particularly we can target on vehicles, and not only that, Varuna, now these cameras are coming with built-in mic and built-in speaker and flashlight. So what you can do is you can use our HiConnect app and record your own voice clip and upload it to the camera. For example, this area is not allowed for parking. Please leave. Like that kind of a message you can record by yourself and configure the rule. And when my vehicle come and park in that spot, the flashlight will start flashing and the voice broadcast will start and alert the driver that this is not allowed area for a park. So I hope it is clear for you.
Yeah, okay. So once the vehicle leaves, the camera stops giving the alert, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And not only that, you can get the alert directly to your mobile with the pictures and everything. So this is there are cameras in IP. Definitely for AccuSense also we recommend IP technology because there's so much of processing involved, and IP cameras are a little bit advanced compared to analog. Still, you don't have to worry. These IP cameras can work with your analog DVR. So for AccuSense, we have different models. So what we recommend is 2-line cameras for you. So there are like different versions of 2-line. So here you can see 2XX3 is the basic AccuSense model that we have, which is cost effective. But if you want some sort of a little bit advanced with high accuracy, you can go for 2XX6. Or if you want AccuSense and ColorView together, you can go for 2XX7. So now I know I mentioned ColorView, you might not be aware about that. So let me tell about ColorView. Yeah. So color view is another technology by Hikvision that enable you to see in color at night. The major problem is in the CCTV systems are like they are in the night time, they are black and white, right?
Yeah.
So,
It's
yeah.
in the back, right?
Yeah. So this technology allows you to see everything in color. Even at night time, you see everything in color, just like daytime. So it
That's
is like miracle of technology. So like in Sri Lanka, it is becoming so much popular now, and you can use color view camera with AccuSense, which is you can identify the model by 2xx7. So this is one option. So you let your cameras to do the working and analyze the system, analyze the AccuSense, so do the alarm trigger part. But if that is cost effective, or like let's say depending on your solution that we are going to give you, we can also give another option where you can use a normal camera. It can be a normal IP or normal analog camera, and let your backend, which is the DVR or NVR, to do the recognition, whether it's a vehicle or human. So that also there's an option. So for vehicle intrusion, definitely you can go with a normal camera and let your DVR or NVR handle the intrusion detection. Right. So these are the two options. And next, for you mentioned about your perimeter, which is a key factor because you have to keep your house safe and prevent it from intrusions. So for perimeter protection, we have analog solution. For high end, we have now 5 megapixel 3K color view camera, which is the highest end analog color view cameras at the moment, which is the model you can identify by KF0T. And that also comes with PIR XO, which means it has a PIR sensor as well as the live guard function. Live guard means the siren and the strobe light. So let's say there's a person who is trying to intrude through your fence. Immediately cameras built-in flashlight and the siren can go through, and it can help to prevent the intrusion. So the robber will get alerted and he'll run away basically, right?
Yeah, so I don't have idea about what is the PIR means there.
Yeah, PIR actually passive infrared. It is
Okay.
not only the camera vision, we also use the infrared, the PIR sensor to do the motion detection. So your results are even more accurate.
Okay, I got the point.
Yeah. So normal cameras, you just have the camera to do the vision and understanding whether it's a human or vehicle. But here it is coupled again with the PIR sensor, increasing your accuracy further. Yeah. So this is your high end. You can go for a 5 megapixel 3K camera. Details are crystal clear because it has higher resolution. If you prefer IP, also you can go for a 4 megapixel AccuSense camera with color view, which is 2x47 again. And if you don't want to handle from the front end side, let your DVR or NVR handle it, you can go for a 2-line camera, which is 2x21, one of the starting models in 2-line series. So these are the high-end models. So
we can use the same camera for identify both vehicle and people, both, right?
yes,
Same
definitely.
acquisition technology, right?
Yes. So you can from the settings you can configure whether you want to configure it for vehicle, human, or both. Okay. So in the medium end, you can go for our color view full HD series, otherwise 2 megapixel series. So we have the Polar Glow series and as well as the Gold series and the Silver line. So people might know that. So we the model wise it is DF8T, DF3T are the higher end in the full HD analog cameras. And if you are going for IP, we can still give you a 4 megapixel AccuSense camera, which 2x46 series, 2-line 46 series. And also still you can go for 1-line or 2-line basic 4 megapixel camera. These are like in the cheapest, like in the most cost effective models in the market with 4 megapixel resolution. So you have to keep in mind resolution is a key factor, right? You can see so much details when you have higher resolution. So here you have that advantage because you can put 4 megapixel there. So if you really want to also balance your budget, Varuna, I recommend ColorView DOT series, which is again starting model and can help you still have.
Is it analog go digital?
Yeah, this one is analog. So in this diagram, I'm showing you both analog and IP options. So we can discuss and come to a conclusion of what the final system is going to be. How many IP cameras, how many analog cameras are going to put. Okay.
First, let's go through what kind of solutions you can provide. Then I'll decide what I really want.
Okay. Of course. Then here you have IP budget friendly models, which are you can get the 2 megapixel from 2-line, or this is the most cost effective IP camera in the market, 1x22, which is 2 megapixel 1-line camera. So these models are also there for you. So if you are using no AccuSense models, we have to use the AccuSense capable of NVR or DVR in your backend, so they can still do the intrusion detection for your system. So this is my recommendation for your intrusion detection and vehicle monitoring. And also you mentioned about that you want to monitor the car park area and the garden area. For this also, Varuna, you can go with our ColorView 3K series KF03, which is giving you huge clarity and the ColorView images. So the video can be good quality. And if you prefer analog IP for this, you can go with our 4 megapixel IP camera, which is from 2-line to XS3. These are the high end. So I have not recommended ColorView for your garden area because it's like for intrusion detection, we can go with ColorView because it's, let's say some robber is trying to jump to your house through the fence. Maybe you want to identify what is the dress that he is wearing, what is the color of that dress, and whether his face, his skin color, those things can be easily visible when you have a ColorView camera. But inside the garden, maybe after the intrusion happens, maybe it's not a key thing. So you can go with the normal 4 megapixel 2-line camera as well. For medium end, Varuna, you can still go with our, if you are preferring analog, you can go with our 2 megapixel ColorView series, which is DF8T and DF3T, which are again the Polar Glow and the gold line models. IP, I can recommend you some 2-line camera, 2XS3 is fine. And if you still prefer some budget friendly models, you can go with DF0T, which is the ColorView most cost effective model, DF0T. And then we have the normal economic model, which is the lowest cost model in the market, which is IPTF, also there. Since this is the garden area, we don't have to push to very high limits, as I mentioned earlier. And for IP, you can go ahead with 2-line, 2xx1, 1xx1, some basic IP cameras are here. So this is, Varuna, the total models that we have and which I can recommend for your requirement. Okay.
Yeah.
So the work is still not done. We have some other things also to check. One thing is you have to think about the backend. And when it comes to the when we decide about the backend, the key factor is your storage, because we have to store your video files, right? So we have to understand how much of a recording period that you need. 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, like that. Okay. Then based on your capacity and the backup and storage requirements, we can decide how we are going to handle the storage. For example, let's say you install only one hard disk. What if something happened to that hard disk? That hard disk failed, then your valuable video will be missing, right? So what we can do is we can enable something like hardware redundancy, the hard disk redundancy, where we will put 2 hard disks instead of 1, and it will help you to create a clone. So if one hard disk fails, still you have the other hard disk.
So basically, copy of the same hard disk, right?
Yeah. So that is the very basic backup and redundancy method that we have. But I have an interesting solution for you, especially the most of the cases, the house owners and the business owners they face this problem, because when their business or house is robbed, the robbers nowadays are very smart. What they will do is they will also steal the DVR or NVR, right? So people face a lot of problem because they cannot, after the robbery happened, they cannot track, they cannot see. So one of the most cost-effective solution is, irrespective of whether you are going to place NVR or DVR in your system, you can always put another NVR and use that as a backup recording system and keep it also in another place. Yeah. And when the robber try to steal your DVR, he doesn't know that there's another backup DVR hidden somewhere inside your house. Right?
So I can place it anywhere I want, right? Otherwise, it would be at the same place at my primary storage unit. Then there would be no point, right?
Definitely, you have to keep it somewhere else in a discrete location. So Robo will come and definitely try to find your DVR or NVR, and when he find that, he'll be satisfied. Okay, I found a CCTV system, and he'll think I am safe. But he's wrong, obviously, because you have a hidden NVR somewhere else, also recording the same camera view. So you have the redundancy, which is critical, especially if you are planning to put into a business. I would recommend to have another NVR as a backup.
Okay. I think that's a nice feature to have. But I think if I'm going with that option, I don't think I will require to go for that hard disk clone feature you just mentioned.
Yeah, no need, no need. Definitely no need. Okay. And if you have a NAS at your home or business, also we can set up the NAS linkage. So the backup also can happen at the NAS at the same time. Okay. So then we decide the recording period, recording resolution, and your frame rate, and your encoding. Definitely encoding is the way that how we encode the video files. Now the latest technology is H.265, so which I recommend that for you. And the frame rate can be little higher or lower, that doesn't matter. So if the frame rate is higher, you will have a smooth video. Otherwise, it will be little buggy, but still you will be able to see the details. And resolution is definitely, yeah, is a key factor, because that decides how much details that you are going to see in your playback. So I have seen many times the customers go for high-end cameras with high, maybe 5 megapixel, 8 megapixel, but they purchase a DVR with lower resolution, and it record maybe 2 megapixel. So that camera power is wasted. So definitely we have to find a suitable NVR or DVR which can record the resolution supported by your cameras. Then definitely you have the high quality recording as well, not only live view. Okay. So that is one factor, and we have to think whether we are. Do you have any expansion ideas, like in future, to add some cameras to the system?
Well, I am actually have an idea to buy the nearby land and extend my home, but I have not yet finalized because how much rooms how I'm going to implement how I'm going to extend the house. I have no idea yet, but I have a plan to do that.
Oh,
So
fantastic. So we can also consider and keep some provision in the system, so you don't have to replace anything. Like if you get for example, let's say you get a 8-channel DVR, and in future, if your camera count exceeds more than 8, then you have to replace your DVR, right? So it is
yeah,
a high cost. So
okay.
that then it is easy for you to go for a 16-channel DVR, and without any additional cost for the backend, you can increase your camera count. So that is also one thing. And if you prefer to go with the complete IP system without having any analog, we can also decide how we are going to handle your network, because to have IP system, you have to have a network. So maybe your house already have a Wi-Fi or LAN network there, right?
No, actually, we got Wi-Fi, but we don't have any local area network. I mean, cable network we don't have. We just
Okay.
got Wi-Fi.
Okay. So in when we are implementing CCTV for especially the IP, we recommend to go with wired systems. So wireless can be experiencing some disturbance. So more stable is the uh, wired system. So, but if you prefer wireless, we also have a superb quality brand called EasyWiz, which we will discuss in upcoming chapter. So we will discuss by them. But for wired solution, we can go with a technology called PoE. PoE is power over Ethernet. So normally for the camera, for you have to normally draw the data line and the power line, two wires. But with IP technology, you can do everything in one single cable, power and the data. So we can discuss whether we are going to get a separate switch or built-in PoE NVR, which have all the ports. So we can decide and based on your requirement. And also the power and connectivity is a very key thing, because I believe unless you have the solar and backup, I think we have to put a UPS into your system. So that can give some running time when there's a power loss, especially if somebody try to disconnect your power and try to break into your house, still your CCTV system will be running, right?
Will be
And
running until the UPS got charge. It will run.
exactly. And also, if you want some audio recording to listen to something, especially for house, I think this is not much applicable. But if for a business, you might want Varuna. So here we can also give you some cameras which has the built-in mic or has the mic input. So we can fix a separate mic and give the input to the camera. And also, I think you want to connect everything into your mobile and have it view
Yeah.
through mobile, right?
Yes.
Then we have discussed how we are going to connect it to your router. Do you have a Wi-Fi router or any kind of router at the moment?
At the moment, I got a router in my home.
So we can
But
definitely connect the system to that, Varuna, and then have the access anywhere in the world. You will be able to see your system, still receive those alerts which I mentioned. And another factor is the cabling and lightning protection. Also is a key thing. Especially we have to safeguard the system from lightning, so we can use the surge arresters and surge protectors to safeguard your CCTV system. And let's say you want to go ahead with the analog system. Okay.
okay.
So I will explain you how we can finalize the backend models. So first thing as we discuss is the storage. For example, let's consider hypothetically there will be 6 cameras in the system, and you want another NVR as a backup as well, and your recording will be 30 days with full HD resolution and 20 frames per second and with 265 encoding. And your fuse expansion idea is also there. You want another 4 cameras to be added in the system. So totally there will be 10 cameras in the future. And power and connectivity, you want a UPS, and you will be using the distributed power. Distributed power means the power is not directly going from the directly from one location. You can get the power close power point from the camera. Let's say one camera is close to one room, you can draw the power directly from there. That is distributed power. But central power also there as an option. And you want the mobile access. So let's see how we can decide the DVR, because this is analog.
The thing is, here we are discussing about the analog. Even if we go for an analog system, but the backup redundancy storage unit should be NVR.
Yes, because analog DVR cannot serve as a redundancy device. So
Okay.
in your analog DVR also should have a NVR, which we configure it as a backup. So NVR is only capable of acting as a backup system. Okay, that's right. So if your front end is going to handle, let's say now this is analog, Varuna. So definitely analog cameras doesn't have the AccuSense built into that. So you have to have a AccuSense capable, I would say AccuSense capable DVR. So in Hikvision we have the M series. So since you have 10 cameras already, I would recommend 16 channel DS7216M2 DVR. And here also, based on your camera selection, we can pick different resolutions. So DS7216, we have HQHI, HUHI, HTHI. So you can see the resolution. HQ is 2 megapixel, HU is 5 megapixel, HD is 8 megapixel. So depending on your camera resolution, we can pick which kind of a model. Definitely it has to be M2. Then you can do the AccuSense, human vehicle classification, configure your NPR as well as your vehicle intrusion and parameter protection. Another thing, Varuna, here now this is a 16 channel DVR. So in DVR, we have a little bit of a limitation. Only half channels can support the intrusion. So since you have 6 cameras and parameter is going to be some limited number, we can manage with 8 cameras to do your intrusion detection, especially for AccuSense.
You use the AccuSense technology, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Your parameter when somebody jumps over your fence or in your parking in the roadside when somebody do unauthorized parking. Those two only we are going to detect.
Okay.
And here backup NVR, we can say, recommend you another 7616 series NVR, which 2 hard disk, because now you want 30 days backup. Therefore, we have used the calculation tool in Hikvision data calculation tool, and we want 8 terabyte total capacity to handle 30 days recording in these settings. So we are going to put 2 4 terabyte hard disk. This is a M2 model. 2 means 2 hard disks. We can fit quickly 2 hard disk into this. And UPS is there. Cabling, we can go with 3C2V RG59. We have Cat5 with video balloons as well. So in case in future, let's say your system you want to upgrade to IP, so you can start laying with cat cable and connect those analog cameras with video balloons. And future you can remove those analog cameras and use directly IP cameras without changing your cabling. So that is also a benefit. For power, we recommend TT, and lightning protection should be there. So that this is for analog system. But if you want to go with the IP system, a complete IP system, I would again take another example. Your 10 cameras might be 10. total camera might be 10, hard disk redundancy you require. This is recording period 14 days at 15 fps, and you want to future this is IP system, so it is not only limited to CCTV, right? You can connect video intercom, alarm, other products as well. So let's say you want to connect 4 more cameras in future and 10 more devices to your system. And your network structure, let's say we are going to use power over Ethernet, which is very easy with the switch. And your power and connectivity, we are going to put a UPS. And for the switch, we are going to use a PoE switch, and you will have the mobile app access. Let's say the NVR, let's say you are using normal cameras in your system, you have to have AccuSense capable NVR. Okay, for that, we can have this NXI model 7616 NXI I2. NXI means it is AccuSense. So you can use a normal AccuSense, normal cameras in your system. Here, let's say you are going to use AccuSense cameras, then your backend doesn't have to be AccuSense NVR. So you can go with a normal NVR, but there are little bit of a thing that we have to carefully select. If you are using NVR camera, which I mentioned, you have to go with the I series NVR, which is 7616 I2 will be suitable. And also this is I2 means 2 hard disks, because you have requested the hard disk redundancy. So we have to use 1 hard disk as the primary and other as the clone hard disk. Okay. So with the ANPR, definitely we will go for I series. If you don't want ANPR, we can go either Q or K series NVRs. And hard disk, since you want the redundancy, for this configuration 14 days full HD 15 fps, you only want 4 TB. But since you want the hard disk redundancy, we can put 2 hard disks here.
Small question, Yasant. You didn't show me the option for the NPR in the analog system. Can we integrate into the analog system as well?
Yeah, analog. The thing is, camera has to be capable to identify Varuna number plates. But analog, only cameras can send the video footage. So then it becomes a little difficult. So that's why we have to go with the IP camera. Especially for NPR, you have to go with the IP camera. Then you can record the number plate capture, license plate number. But analog, we have the NPR cameras, but they are just capturing the number plate picture, but doesn't allow you to search by number plate. Let's say you enter the vehicle registration number and you can search it. That is the benefit. And here the switch we recommend you the 18P, which is 18 ports. Now here already your system have 10 cameras, and additionally you will have another 4 cameras, which is 14 cameras will be there. And you need to connect this switch to your router. So there will be another port which is 15, and you need to connect this switch to your NVR. There will be another 16 port, and you will be left out with another 2 ports. And you have now the plan to connect 10 more devices. In case if you want to connect those, you can get another PoE switch in future. So then you can save that cost. So for the moment, we can go with the 18 port PoE switch, and UPS we recommend for 1.2 kb. And you can go for the network cabling. You can go with Cat5U, Cat6, and also have the surge arresters. So these systems which I have proposed all are intelligent systems. There are so many benefits into it, especially intrusion detection and active response. Active response means you can prevent something before it happens. CCTV is not a post-mortem anymore, which is something you check the video after it has happened. But now what you can do is you can do the prevention with the AccuSense technology with active response. So you have the audible alarms, your alerts on your mobile, and false alarm reduction also. And for vehicle intrusion detection, we have the pre-recorded audio message. You can broadcast when there's unauthorized parking, and you can still get alerts to your mobile, and also easily search the footage by vehicle license plate numbers. And backup. Since we are going to put additional NVR, if you are going with analog option, you can still have the backup when somebody steal your DVR. And since IP system, we discussed about having another additional hard disk. If one hard disk fails, you still have the recording in the other hard disk. And the playback management is also another beautiful thing that we can achieve in this system, because now in the CCTV system, the biggest trouble people face is like they want to find some footage. Maybe they don't know exact time, Varuna. They see yesterday this happened and I want to find that. Then what they do is they start watching all over, right? Very difficult to find. But with this AccuSense, you can easily set a target. Let's say I want to have only human events during this period. So it will show you all the clips. People moved around your property, or vehicles moved around your property, even vehicle number if you use the NPR camera. So it is very easy and time saving for you to do find your video clips. And also with Hikconnect app, all these things can be remotely live viewed and playback. Not only that, let's say you are fixing some cameras into a garden, right? So garden, sometimes when you are inside the house, maybe no need to put any kind of a security. But when you're leaving the house, you can use the Hikconnect app to arm your system. So your garden cameras also start monitoring for human vehicle intrusion events. So let's say from a blind spot, somebody cross your perimeter and enter your property, still the camera will pick it up. So that those kind of arming, disarming is there. So before you enter to your house from your mobile, you can directly disarm your system. So this, as a summary, those are the benefits. But there are two things I want to highlight for your attention, which is the live AccuSense technology. It's a super feature to have your in system, Varuna, because what I mentioned is you can prevent before it's happening. When somebody try to intrude into your property, you can give the live warning, siren, lights, everything, and even you get the alert to your mobile and do it. And there are very less false alarms. So when, let's say, a dog comes in or a bird flies in, those will not, especially IP systems, the accuracy is very high compared to the analog, but still very less false alarms will be there. And also for your car porch, those areas, if you are using color view technology, you still see the clear details, and also can do the recognition, and the AccuSense also can be handled here. So these are the features available as a special things that I want to highlight in the system model. So I hope you got a clearer idea about the total solution.
Yeah, I think I got a clear idea. I think for this perimeter, put my perimeter to identify that technology you call AccuSense to detect humans and vehicles. I think I will go with that option for my perimeter protection. Kalavu, I think I have to think about at what positions I need Kalavu. I think it's better if you can give me all these options. So I will consider. I will search more about it and I will consider. And I will have to. I will also have to think about the price as well. No, in this crisis situation. So after considering all these facts, I think I'll get back to you. I think it's you got lots of solutions here, lots of interesting stuff. Let me get back to you.
Thank you very much, Varuna, and we will definitely share with the available options models with you with the pricing, so then we can take forward things.
Yeah.
So I think that is the end of our customer installer discussion, Shabi. You can take off from here.
Yes. Yes, Shasanta and Varuna, thank you. So I think our audience have taken a clear idea about how to the conversation between a customer and an installer. Great. ஸோ கண்டிப்பாக உங்களுக்கு அனைவருக்கும் விளங்கியிருக்கும் எப்படி ஒரு கஸ்டமர் ஒரு இன்ஸ்டாலர் ரெண்டு பேர் இருந்தால் அவங்க என்னென்ன மாதிரியான சுச்சுவேஷன்ஸில் என்னென்ன மாதிரியான ஐட்டம்ஸ், அதாவது டெக்னிக்கலையும் சேல்ஸ் சைட்லையும் பார்த்தாலும் அண்ட் ஹைக்விஷன் ப்ரொடக்ட்ஸை பார்த்தீங்களா இருந்தால் ஃபீச்சர்ஸ் வைஸும் ஒன் பை ஒன் உங்களுக்கு எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணியிருந்தாங்க ரெண்டு பேரும். அதாவது ஒரு கஸ்டமராக இருந்தால் அவர் ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ண வேண்டிய விஷயங்கள் என்னென்னவா இருக்கணும், ஒரு சொல்யூஷன் ஒன்று எடுக்கிறதா இருந்தால் ஒரு வீடாக இருந்தாலும் சரி, ஒரு ஆஃபீஸ் ப்ரெமிசஸாக இருந்தாலும் சரி, கண்டிப்பாக எல்லா ப்ரெமிசஸ்லையும் இருக்க இடங்களை பார்த்தீங்கன்னா தேவைக்கு ஏற்றபடி என்னென்ன ஐட்டம்ஸில் நீங்கள் ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ணணும், என்னென்ன மாதிரியான விஷயங்களை நீங்களும் டெக்னிக்காக தெரிஞ்சுக்கொள்ளணும் ஆஸ் அ கஸ்டமராக இருந்தால். அதே மாதிரி தான் ஒரு இன்ஸ்டாலராக இருந்தாலும் கஸ்டமருக்கு தேவையானபடி எப்படி எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணுறது மற்றும் அது என்னென்ன மாதிரியான ஃபீச்சர்ஸை நாங்கள் கஸ்டமருக்கு ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ணி சொல்ல வேணும். அப்போ தான் கஸ்டமர்ஸுக்கு எங்களுக்கு இருக்க சொல்யூஷன்ஸ் அதை எப்படி நீங்கள் செய்ய போகிறீங்கன்றது எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணுறதை பற்றி தான் நாங்கள் ஆஸ் அ செக்மெண்ட் 2 ரோல்ஸ் வச்சு நாங்கள் செஞ்சுருந்தோம். ஸோ இப்போ நாங்கள் செஷனில் லாஸ்ட் பாயிண்ட்டுக்கு வந்திருக்கோம், த ரெஃபரல் ரோல். ஐ திங்க் இது இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங் செஷன், ரைட், இன் அவர் total program.
Yeah, we are going to find out who will be the lucky winner for today's training. We have a Hikvision gift pack, Shabi, which has the t-shirt, cap, mug, and umbrella. All 4 gifts packed together. The lucky winner will take it home. So we are going to find out who is the lucky winner. So shall I spin the wheel?
Yes, I think we can start the spin.
Okay. So let's see who will be the lucky winner
Let's see
today.
who is the lucky winner. Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
We have a winner, Shabi.
Sabishan. The winner is Sabishan Ravindran. Congratulations. நீங்கள் தான் இன்னைக்கு செஷனோட வினர். ஸோ உங்களுக்கு கிடைக்கப்பெறும் உங்களுக்குரிய கிஃப்ட் பேக் ஹைக்விஷன் பிராண்ட் பண்ண ப்ராடக்ட்ஸோட இருக்க கிஃப்ட் பேக் ஐட்டம் ஒன்று கிடைக்கிறதுக்கு ரெடியாக இருக்கு. ஸோ ஐ திங்க் யசந்த் now the time is for the Q&A, right?
Yes, definitely. If you have any questions, you can just put a comment in our live stream, whether you are joining in from YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn. So we will take another 5 minutes if there are any questions to answer those. Otherwise, we can wind up the session for today. And we have to keep in mind this is a series, and this is today is the first chapter to be. So if you can stay with us in our social media channels to get to know about the next chapter. And I believe this is a chapter. We have 6 chapters, and end of this series, you will get a clear idea about how Hikvision products can help you to increase your security and give you a very prominent solution for your security requirements. So let's see whether we are getting any questions here. So you can use the chat to send your questions over to us.
Yes, I think Yasant again friend in the Tamil medium also.
Yes.
ஸோ இது உங்களுக்கு டைம் உங்களுக்குரிய கேள்விகளை எங்களோட சோஷியல் மீடியா மூலமாக, அதாவது ஃபேஸ்புக், யூடியூப், லிங்க்டின்ல இதனால உங்களுக்கு வந்து லைவ் ஷோ பார்க்குறபடியே நீங்கள் உங்களோட கமெண்ட்ஸில் கீழே இருக்க கமெண்ட்ஸில் உங்களோட கேள்விகளை போடலாம். ஸோ அந்த கேள்விகளுக்கு பதில் நாங்கள் லைவாக இப்போ உங்களுக்கு ரிப்ளை பண்ண முடியும் கேட்கணும். அது மட்டும் இல்லாமல் எல்லாரும் கண்டிப்பாக தெரிஞ்சுக்கொள்ள வேண்டிய விஷயம், இது இந்த சீரீஸ்ல ஃபர்ஸ்ட் சாப்டர். ஸோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் சாப்டர் நாங்கள் ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ணது சிசிடிவி சிஸ்டம்ஸ். ஸோ இது மாதிரியான அடுத்தடுத்த விஷயங்களோட டோட்டல் சொல்யூஷன்ஸோட ஒவ்வொரு செக்மெண்ட்டாக தான் இந்த சீரீஸ் நாங்கள் செய்ய பிளான் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். ஸோ கண்டிப்பாக எங்களோட இணைஞ்சர்கள் ஒவ்வொரு சீரீஸ்லையும் ஒவ்வொரு சிஸ்டம் பற்றி சொல்லுவோம். ஸோ அதை எப்படி இன்டிகிரேட் பண்ணுறது, எப்படி ஒரு டோட்டல் சொல்யூஷனாக நீங்கள் யூஸ் பண்ணலான்றது, அப்போ தான் நம்மளுக்கு ஹைக்விஷனில் இருக்க ஒரு கம்ப்ளீட் சொல்யூஷன் ஒன்று நீங்கள் எப்படி அதை இம்ப்ளிமெண்ட் பண்ணுறது மற்றும் அதை நீங்கள் பெற்றுக்கொள்றதா இருந்தாலும் எப்படி நீங்கள் பெற்றுக்கொள்ளலாம், எப்படி அது யூஸ் பண்ணலாம், அதுக்கு ஃபீச்சர்ஸ் என்னன்றது தெரிஞ்சுக்கொள்ளலாம். Okay, I think we got the first Q&A, right?
Yes, Shabi, it's a very good question. He's asking how to link the NAS. So we can we already have done a video series on our YouTube channel. So I will try to show that to you in the screen share. So we have one training called Mastering CCTV Backup and Redundancy. So you can see, go to YouTube, search for Hikvision Sri Lanka, and in our YouTube channel, you can see Mastering CCTV Backup and Redundancy in both Sinhala and Tamil trainings are there. And here we cover every topic in detail, including connecting a NAS. So we are practically showing you how to connect the NAS directly into an NVR, or how to connect, how to use other NVR as a backup. All those options are covered here. So we invite all of you to check out these 2 videos in English and the single languages to get an understanding about how to set up a NAS. Shabi, I hope all got a clear idea there.
Yes, sure.
And
தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும் எங்களோட யூடியூப் சேனல் பற்றி. ஸோ ஆல்ரெடி யூடியூப் சேனலில் நாங்கள் எல்லா வீடியோஸும் எல்லா சாப்டர் வைஸ் எல்லா லாங்குவேஜ்லையும் நாங்கள் ஆல்ரெடி நாங்கள் என்டர் பண்ணியிருக்கோம், எல்லாம் ஆல்ரெடி அப்லோட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம் எங்களோட யூடியூப் சேனலில். ஸோ கண்டிப்பாக உங்களுக்குரிய இதோட டீட்டெயில்டாக ஒவ்வொரு விஷயங்களும் தெரிஞ்சுக்கொள்ள மாதிரி இருந்தால், ஆஸ் முதல்ல கேட்ட கேள்வி மாதிரி NAS ஒன்று எப்படி கன்ஃபிகர் பண்ணிக்கிறதுன்னு கேட்டிருந்தார் கேள்வியா. ஸோ அந்த கேள்விக்குரிய பதிலும் நாங்கள் ஆல்ரெடி காட்டின மாதிரி எங்களோட யூடியூப் சேனலில் போயிட்டு நீங்கள் சர்ச் பண்ணிங்களா இருந்தால் உங்களுக்கு இலகுவா அதுக்குரிய வீடியோஸையும் டோட்டல் ட்ரைனிங் செஷனையும் பார்த்துக்கொள்ளக்கூடியதாக இருக்கும்.
And Shabi, we have another question, which is the AVR used for 3K color view camera. So definitely, this is a 5 megapixel camera, right? Definitely, we have to go ahead with our HT. If you can go with HT series, DVR is better. Or otherwise, we can go with HU. HU is a 5 megapixel is the most suitable, but HT also is better. So HT series or HU series can be used to do this. So
Definitely, I
let's
think
say, yeah, Shabi.
you get the point.
Okay, then we have another question, Shabi, from Mr. Praviharan. Have an item
Yes.
in like so maybe that question is a little bit not clear. Maybe Mr. Praviharan can send it back to us and we can try to uh, link show it to him. So I think Shabi, time also running out today. So we congratulate to the lucky winner today who won the gift. And
Yes.
don't worry if you didn't get a chance because there are so many trainings coming up with Hikvision Sri Lanka, and you will definitely get the chance to win a gift. And with that, Shabi, I think we can wind up the session, right?
Yes. So, thank you very much for everyone. And நன்றி அனைவரும் இணைந்து கொண்டதுக்கு. கண்டிப்பா எங்களுடைய அடுத்த செஷன்ஸ்லையும் அனைவரையும் நாங்கள் எதிர்பார்த்திருப்போம். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Thank you.